Hey, welcome everybody to Train Tuesday. I'm your host, Jim Wigan, and we're talking N scale tonight. A lot of you guys have been asking, where's N scale? And well, I'm happy to say tonight we will be talking about some N scale. But before we get started with that, I want to get some shout outs out of the way. Let's see who's joining us tonight. We've got Eugene, we've got Harold, we've got Jonathan, we've got Joe and Chris, Motor City Trains, Frederick, Justin, Christopher, just a few of the fine modelers joining us here tonight. And I want to welcome you to Train Tuesday, welcome you to my little part of the N-scale world, and show you what we've got offering up for the month of April, and also what's in stock. And they just happen to coincide. So we'll get started here in a minute. Let's do some more shout outs and then we will get started. I've got Paul, Sterling, Daylight Dave, Eric, Nicholas, Alex, Andre, Mr. Brian Stackpole, and James. So thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Let's do what we always do. Let's assume the comfortable position in our workshop chairs. Put down the hobby knife and grab the beverage of your choice, because it's time to talk Train Tuesday. And we're going to be talking Pullman-Standard 4427s in N scale. So a couple of weeks ago, somebody was asking, hey, where's all the chassis? Well, here's some chassis for you. Now, we've offered these 4427s in the past. In fact, if you've missed out on these, we actually have these in stock with some dealers right now from a previous run. We'll show you those in a moment, but these are currently that I'm showing you, these are for pre-order. Now you have till Friday, the 29th, to make your pre-orders. So everything I'm showing you right now, these are pre-orders. You're going to need to talk to your dealer before Friday and place that pre-order so you have them in time for your operating sessions next year. So the first one I got here, there's a chassis, lettered for the B&O. And this is 1980s, believe it or not. This would be before CSX. However, that being said, if you wanted to, if you're modeling early CSX and N scale, you could certainly go ahead and put these in early CSX, maybe even patch them. Now, one of the things about these 4427s is we're offering them in singles. So there's going to be two different singles that come in the standard Athearn jewel case. But then there's also going to be another set where we're including a multi-pack. So the multi-pack is a pack of 3. Now, remember, when you go to the multi-pack like this, you're going to get 2 single road numbers with the singles and then different road numbers with these multi-packs. So for all you B&O and chassis fans, this one is for you. The other one that we're doing is the Frisco. And of course, Frisco's always popular. Now this is one that's good for somebody that's modeling the 1970s, even into as far back as the early 70s. We're talking 1971 and on. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to see these anymore. Once in a while, you'll still see one of these, albeit very, very weathered, but they are still out there occasionally. We're offering this as 2 singles as well as a multi-pack of 3 as seen here. And again, this is good for you guys that are modeling 1971 throughout. Just because of the data markings, pretty much would stay in the early 70s, but with some decal work, you can definitely extend their life into the 80s. So you knew the Milwaukee Road had to be in there, right? I mean, this is one that we haven't done in N scale in quite a while, and this is one that we wanted to do again based on feedback that we get from you guys. This is one that's going to be available as 2 different singles as well as a multi-pack. So what year is this one? Well, this is late 68 going into the 70s. Again, if you look at the markings, you can kind of tell this is perfect for 1970s modelers. So again, we're going to offer that as the single as well as a multi-pack. So you have the opportunity to have 5 different road numbers on these. So if you've been wanting to do a grain train, these are the perfect ones to order. They're pretty much all within the same era. There's a little bit that you might have to kind of squeak by a little bit or modify depending on what era you're modeling. But if you're modeling late 60s into the early 80s, pretty much everything I'm going to show you tonight is going to work out just fine. So let's see, what else do we have in the mix? Well, we've got these Northern Pacifics. Now, this is one that you may think at first glance, that's pretty plain, but it's actually a very neat looking car. This one is going to go back a little bit further. We're still going to talk the late 1960s, but 1967 on up. Now, if you're a modeler of even early Burlington Northern, you're going to have these. Some of these lasted in this paint well into the 80s. So again, a little bit of work with some decals. You can bring this into later 70s into the early 80s. Once again, we're going to have 2 different road numbers in the singles, as well as a multi-pack of 3, all with individual numbers. Now, this one had a lot of people excited, myself included. The Rock Island. This was the last paint scheme, of course, that the Rock Island had. This is going to be late 70s, because we all know what happened in March of 1980. The Rock went into history, or did it. But these, they didn't do a lot of these covered hoppers in this paint scheme, at least the Pullman-Standards. Most of the Pullman-Standards had the standard gray with black text on them. But there was a few that were painted into the what some fans call the bankruptcy blue. And we're going to offer that in both 2 singles as well as a multi-pack. So the reason why I like these, especially since I do N scale, is maybe you're a part of a modular club. Maybe you're part of T-Track. That's one that's certainly gained some momentum in the last 20 years. Or maybe you're still a diehard N-Track guy. There's a few guys out there that do Fremo. I know this past weekend up at Spring Creek in Deschler, Nebraska, they had a Fremo N-scale meet. And that is really catching on in popularity. But what do all these modular clubs have in common? Well, the good news is about that is you can run these grain trains. And it's so easy with the multi-packs and the singles. Case in point, I'm going to be running some my N-Track module, hopefully by Galesburg Railroad days. And I've already stocked up on the ones that I will show you here in a minute that are in stock at your dealer. So, a couple of things to remember. The ones that I just showed you, you have until Friday the 29th to pre-order any of those through your dealer. Once Friday's over, you won't be able to pre-order these. And trust me, these covered hoppers go quickly. Now, if you want to get in on the action early, the good news is we just delivered N-scale 4427s that are in stock at your dealer now. Now, in fact, I've got some examples here on the layout behind me. Let's see if I can go ahead and pull that up. So there you have, these are the current ones that are in stock at your dealer now. So you can see I've got a Santa Fe one there. I've got a Burlington Northern one in the back. Since that weekend I'll be modeling early BNSF, I'll have a combination of the Burlington Northern, the Santa Fe, and we're also offering an early BNSF in the what they call Circle Cross paint scheme. Same color as the Santa Fe Mineral Red, but it's going to be BNSF. It's lettered for late 90s, early 2000s. So I see some questions out there. Let's talk a little bit about these 4427s and why a lot of us like them so much. Somebody's asking, when is Railroad Days? Well, Galesburg Railroad Days is June 25th and 26th of this year. So it's coming right up. It's the end of June. It's one of the more interesting railroad shows because it includes the prototype as well as the model show. So if you've never been, if you're kind of in the area, you might want to check that out. If you want to do some rail fanning of the BNSF, it's a great show to do that. It's going to be a little bit bigger than last year. And there's plenty of N scale, HO scale, all the good stuff there at Railroad Days. So maybe I'll see you there if you join us. So Matt's asking, any Sioux line covered hoppers in N scale? Not this run and not the previous run, I'm sorry to say. But you know what that means. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and go to our Athearn website, go to the Contact Us page, and there's an email there for product suggestions. Go ahead and select that email. Send in what you'd like to see these 4427s in the next release, and our developers will see that. And you never know, we might bring that out in the next run. So let's see, any other questions on the 4427s? Now, while I'm looking at questions, you'll see what I got behind me and this close up here of the Galesburg City job. It's an N scale layout that I designed a number of years ago. And I'm going to see if I can get a better angle here. So I guess we'll just go with that there. That seems to be working about the best. This is a small layout based on the industrial section of Galesburg, Illinois, as it appeared in the 60s. Now, since it's technically a switching layout, I like to have my cars to have body-mounted couplers and metal wheel sets. And why is that? Well, when you're doing operations, and the HO guys have known this for a number of years, going forward and backing and shoving cars back into spurs and sidings, it's just better to have body-mounted couplers. So for an operations type thing, these are perfect for that. Now, N scale has gone quite a bit in advancement in the last few years. What used to be somewhat of a novelty is now something that a lot of prototype modelers are actually gravitating to N scale because they can do a lot in a small space. The layout that's behind me is actually pretty much to scale within a scale foot or two of the actual track layout that existed at one time in Galesburg, Illinois. So you can do a lot with that with N scale. And now Athearn is keeping up with that by offering cars like you see here with the metal etched roof walks and nice fine details. The printing on these is absolutely amazing. The camera doesn't really do it justice. And again, those body mounted couplers with the metal wheel sets. So it just works so much better that way. All right. Now, if I haven't convinced you yet of those, I've got something else to share with you. I'm going to go ahead and let's minimize him real quick. And literally just probably an hour before I was to go on the air, you're probably familiar with DJ's Trains. He's got a YouTube channel, and he has got a review going right now on the 4427s that you see behind me. In fact, I think he's got some BNSF ones. I'm going to bring his channel up here real quick. And
yeah, super detailed.
So this is a brand new video on these 4427s. Now, if you don't know, DJ actually works for CSX Railroad. He actually works for CSX Railroad as an engineer. And so he is pretty qualified to talk about these covered hoppers. He's got a great N scale layout that he's working on right now. And so he's doing a review of these 4427s, as you can see here. So if you want to, after this, go over to DJ's Trains, check out his channel, check out this review, and really, really neat little review he's got going on here. But it's really amazing how detailed these N-scale cars have gotten in the last few years. So with that, Let's go ahead and see who's got questions for today. We'll see what kind of questions you've got, and then I'm going to let you guys get back to it. So let's see. Ron says, "Hello, Jim. My work schedule has been all over the place, and have missed a few episodes of your awesome show." Well, thank you, Ron, for the kind comments. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Again, um, you know, we enjoy this. All of us at Atherton enjoy doing this, so it's a chance for us to all get together and talk. Now, if you do miss the episodes because of a work conflict, it's okay. You can go over to our YouTube channel. Go over to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And that way you'll get notified every time a new Train Tuesday goes on there, or maybe a new Train Extra goes on there. We just had an extra this past Friday. So yeah, that's got a wealth of videos over there. Always something good to play when you're working on something in the workshop. So there you go. Let's see. So Amtrak California cars this Friday. Got to get this question out of the way. Okay, Christopher. No, I can tell you that it won't be this Friday. We announced them last year, but we won't actually have anything this Friday. But I am, like you, I am anxiously awaiting the first samples that I can show on the show, because those are going to be so cool. Joe's got a good question. He's asking, Jim, with the new way Atherton is handling N-Scale, are they planning to release more than one announcement a month? Not necessarily, and here's the reason why. I'm sure you've heard this. I've heard it as an N-scaler for so many years. We all know that HO takes the lion's share of the sales, and that's just the way it is. HO has been popular since post-war America. N-scale is relatively new. However, we are seeing some more inroads. We're seeing more people purchase N-scale. So as sales tend to lean better and better for N-scale, we'll offer more. Now, that being said, we've got some N-scale releases coming up in the next few months that's going to be very exciting for you guys. So you guys that are wondering if Atherton's going to be doing any new N-scale projects, absolutely. When? You're just going to have to wait and find out. Now, when can you usually find new announcements like that? Well, you're going to see the first set of announcements this Friday. That's going to be the 29th. It's a Friday, the 29th at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And as I'm saying this, I see Chris say, via P42 update, ONR, GP9, more military units. Dish the dirt, Jim. No pressure. No pressure, huh? You're going to be a happy man on Friday. How's that? I'll put it back to you like that. Something in there. Something in your long list. You're going to be happy about this Friday. I know I am. Let's see. What else? Anthony, here's a question. It's a good question. Are you guys going to do anything in New Jersey Transit and HO scale? Off the top of my head, I don't know of anything. And one of the reasons being is because New Jersey Transit has some interesting prototypes, and we might not have all of the molds and such to faithfully reproduce what you're looking for. Does that mean we won't do them? No. But it may be a while, and it's also based on what we get for feedback through our product suggestion email. But a good question. Let's see. I saw some other N-scale questions up here, so I'm going to go back up a little bit. Any new Prime for Grime and HO scale? Yes, this Friday you will see some Prime for Grime. Are you a train man who says, Jim, can we see your layout better? Maybe in a future show, please. Yeah, possibly more for an Atherton Extra. I'm in my studio here, and for right now, that's where the layout is. But yeah, maybe in the future on an Atherton Extra, we'll do something with that. Let's see. Miguel is asking about the N-scale UP Challengers. He can't wait for the Challengers. My big boys are waiting the Challengers to arrive for double-heading trains. That'll look cool. So Miguel, I wonder if you've got a really big home layout or if you're part of one of the modular groups out there. I don't have a date just yet. I want to say midsummer, but you can always go to our website and look there. We'll give an ETA. Now, it's a rough ETA. We are experiencing some shipping delays still, so keep that in mind. But you can get a good idea of when they will be coming into stock. Let's see. Sid wants to know any hints on Friday's announcement. I'll give you a hint. It's going to be on Friday. No, I won't do that to you. Yeah, there's some freight and there's some passenger. I'll give you that hint. And yeah, it's going to be a good show. All right. Any other questions? Chris wants to know, Jim, have you seen the new CP hydrogen loco? Yeah, I read about it. Can't remember which publication I read it in. It might have been Trains just recently. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Is it something that Athearn might do in the future? You never know. It would be kind of neat. Donald Moore wants to know, any idea of another run of MP15 switch locomotives? Not MP15s, but if you're looking for a switch locomotive, yeah, we're going to have something here real soon that I think you're going to like if you're just looking for a switch engine. Let's see. Eugene wants to know, any chance of for 10 or 12 packs for the hopper cars? Probably not. We're going to do some multi-packs. We're doing the N-scale ones like you saw in three packs. We're going to do some stuff in the future in both HO and N, though, in multi-packs of up to 5. So that might help you out. Let's see. Any AC 4400s and UP paint? Build America? Nothing yet. Maybe in the next run. Let's see. Kevin's got a question about what's going on overseas. So far, no. But everything is subject for change, as you know. The world is rapidly changing. We'll try to keep you guys informed as best we can. All right, I will take 1 or 2 questions, and then I'm going to let you guys get back to things, and I might actually do some operating myself. So let's see what else we've got. Well, here's a great suggestion. N-scale Indiana Harbor Belt SD38. That's a great suggestion. Please go to our product suggestion email, by all means. Let's see. No to the Caltrain GP9s, Brian. Nothing yet. Maybe in a future run. Nothing right now. Brian, yeah, I get this email. They are working on it. He's wanting to know, why is there no N-scale on your website homepage? There is N-scale. In fact, you know what? We've got a few minutes. Let me show you N-scale guys, or any of you guys, how to find something in N-scale. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and go to our homepage, and then I'm going to share with you how to find something without using the tabs, especially if you want something that's in stock. So let's go ahead, share the screen, and we're going to go to the Athearn Trains website. Okay, so you can all see where we're at, right? Okay, so go over here to Advanced Search. Select Advanced Search. And if you want to know where the N-scale is, just go down to this drop-box menu. And I want to look at those freight cars we're talking about, the 4427s. So I'm going to select N-scale rolling stock freight. Okay, and then I'm going to select in stock. search products, and hey, look at this. Here's all the N scale that's currently in stock. If you see it here, then chances are your dealer has it. And hey, look at this. Here are the N scale covered hoppers that are currently in stock. I'm sorry, the BN ones are sold out quick. So if you're a BN fan, you might want to check with your dealer first to see if they've got those. I see, here's the Rock Island. That's the more common Rock Island paint scheme. So yeah, that's all you got to do. We do have web guys working on the website. We apologize that it's taking so long, but they will get that fixed for you. And don't worry, we haven't abandoned N scale. We have 2 N scalers on board here at Athearn, and yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to take one more question, and then we're going to sign off tonight. And there's a lot of good questions. Which one to choose? Let's see. Well, there's a good one. Some good suggestions. But remember, just go ahead and send those suggestions through our email, because our product developers will get them. I'll forget by the time tomorrow starts. Let's see. Well, I think we're pretty good. Actually, Robert has one last passing comment he'd like to say. Ethanol tanks and HO size. Yeah. Well, again, go ahead and put that in our comment suggestion or our product suggestion. And yep. Paul wants to know, can we see that Montana Rail Link unit from Friday? I don't have it with me right now, but you'll see it again. Check out, if you haven't done it yet, check out our TikTok. Our TikTok just uploaded a video of that unit yesterday. We're going to be putting some more videos on TikTok. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so you can check us out there. And again, our YouTube channel. So with that, I want to thank you all for coming in and joining me tonight on Train Tuesday. Everybody out there, be happy, be healthy, be safe, and don't forget, this Friday, 3:30 Central, we will be showing you all the new goodies for May. But before then, be sure to talk to your dealer and pre-order all the great stuff that we talked about during this last month. Until next time, high greens, everyone. Take care.